Okay, good afternoon, class. So at this point, we're looking at sequence and series. We are busy with the sum of arithmetic series. So part of your homework, you have to go read through this here. So for at this point, what the difference between a sequence and a series is? A sequence has semicolons. Okay. So here we are told in the first bullet, the 3, 7, 11 all the way to 39 is arithmetic sequence or an arithmetic progression. Whilst 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus those dots mean to say it's carrying on, plus 39 is an arithmetic series. That's hence the topic, sequences and series. So also, if you're looking at 3 plus 7 plus 11 and so on, we know that the first term of your A value remains 3 and your common difference is 4, as we normally deal with it. Okay. So, part of your homework was you had to have a look at what they came up with there. Then you'll see that they follow this formula here. Okay. The formula I'll prove the formula for you. However, in this video, I'm not going to prove the formula. The formula was proven in the lesson with last year's group. I will prove the formula to you guys now, but not in this video. You need to know the proof of the formula. You can find it in the description box below. Okay. So at this point, we are exposed to two sum of formula. Okay. Firstly, Sn is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1b. Okay, that's the one formula. Whilst the other formula is Sn is equal to n over 2 into a plus. So to get n over 2 into a plus l, l is your last term. Last term in the sequence. You guys understand? Are we on the right page? Yeah? Right. So we're looking at, it's for exercise 5 on page 4. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Yes, okay. So the question says determine the sum of the arithmetic series. You got 4 plus 11 plus 18 plus 25. Plus, and that 3 dots mean to say it goes all the way, following that pattern, plus 368. People, what is that? Which one of the two formula are we going to use? Do we have the last term? Yes. So which formula must we use? The second one. You all agree with that? Is there any confusion? No. Okay. Again, if the last term is known, we can use the second formula. Okay. You could have used the first formula as well. I'll show you. Both will give us the same answer. All right. So let's go with the second one. Okay. So we're going to use the formula. Sn is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1. Sorry. N over 2 into...
My apologies for the interruption. We are not Julie. Can you please report to the office? We are not Julie. Please report to the office.
For this formula, I need to know the number of terms as well as the first term and the last term. We have the a value, we have the l value. We don't have the n. We don't know how many terms there are. You will understand. So we know that. How do we move from one term to the next? We're adding 7 all the time. Not so. So we're adding 7. So my d value is going to be 7. That is my nth term, Tn. Not so? So if I work out the general term, and I set the general term equal to 368, then I will be able to calculate how many terms there are in that sequence. You all understand? Okay? So we work out Tn first. So Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1t. What is my nth term? 368. Equals what's your a value? 4. Plus n minus 1 times 7. So that's going to give you 7n. Minus 7 plus 4 is negative 3. It's equal to 348. Okay? So you bring that over the equal sign. So it's 348 plus 3. It's 351. Not so? So 351 divided by 7. Nope. 300. Or 340. I wrote 348. It's 368. Okay? Sorry about that. It will be 371. Is that correct? Okay, now it should be divisible by 7. It's going to be 53. People, what does that mean to say? There are 53 terms in the sequence. Can you see that, people? So what do we say now? Is n is equal to? So n is now what? 50. So is 53 is equal to 53 over 2 into a. What's my a value? 4 plus L 368. So it's going to be 53 over 2 into 4 plus 368 is that's 9,858. Okay? You all understand? What if I use the other formula? You can see at the bottom. Third column with the other formula. We know that it would have been is n is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1. Okay? So again we have to do this in order to calculate n. Not so. So we need to know what the term, how many terms are in the sequence. So we got 53, so is 53 is equal to 53 over 2 into 2 times a, and what's my a value? 4 plus n minus 1, which is 53 minus 1 is 52, times your d value, which is 7. So you say 53 over 2 into 2 times 4 plus 5 d 2 times 7. 9, 8, 5, 8. Which is the same answer. Okay, you guys understand? Any confusion? Okay, you guys need to write this down. Okay, I'll post the video at this point. Okay. Now we're looking at example 2. Example 2 is on page 30. Okay. So the question says determine the sum of the first 20 terms of the arithmetic series. Okay, so it's arithmetic. If the term is arithmetic series, you can only use arithmetic formula. If it's geometric series, you can only deal with what the formula is dealing with, geometric formula, or geometric series. Okay. So they ask you to determine the sum of 20 terms. So what does 20 denote? Number of terms, which is n. So there's too many terms here. What's my A value? Negative 15. What's my D value? 6. Can you see that, people? Between the two formula, which formula must I use? Sorry? The first one you say. Why? We don't have the last term, so you must use the formula with the common difference. Okay? So what would it be? Sn, so S what? S 20 is equal to 20 over 2 into 2 times negative 15, which are A value, plus n minus 1 is 20 minus 1, which is 19 times D, which is 6. Then the calculator. Otherwise, you could have worked out the value of the 20th term, and then you could have used that formula. But that would have been more calculation than what we are currently doing. Normally, we allocate marks for the shortest possible way of determining or solving the sum. Okay. And also, if you do a whole lot of unnecessary steps, the chance of you making a mistake becomes bigger. You understand? Okay, so that gives us an answer, 840. See any confusion? You all understand? Okay. Can I move on? Now we're looking at example 3. And example 3 is on page 13. Again, the full lesson can be found in the description box below. Okay. So at this point, we are given Sn is equal to 2n squared plus 9n. Okay. The first question says determine the first three terms of the sequence. So what you notice here is that the sum of terms is already given. Okay? The sum of terms is already given. So just to take you one step back, I know I told you to read through that for homework, but just to give you, if you had read it though you didn't understand what they were trying to explain, is that if you're looking at term 1 is the same as the sum of one term. Not so. So if you have term 1 plus term 2, so what is this equal to? S2. So what would S3 then be? Term 1 plus term 2 plus term 3. What would S4 be? Term 1 plus term 2 plus term 3 plus term 4. What would term 8 be? T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5 plus T6 plus T7 plus T8. What would the sum of n terms be? It would be T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus and so on. And it will all go all the way to T n. Not so? Because if that was S4, it went to term 4. If this was S3, it went to term 3. S1, 2 becomes term, it goes all the way to term 2. Therefore, Sn has to go all the way to Tn. What is the term before T4? T3. Before T3? T2. Before T2? T1. What would the term be before Tn be? Tn minus 1. So that's one less term. Can you see that? So, what is T1 also equal to? What is T1 also equal to? S1. It's coming from there. Not so? So in other words, this T2 or S2 is equal to S1 plus T2. You all agree with that? So in other words, T2 is equal to S2 minus S1. Okay. What would T1 plus T2 be? S2. So that means you say that T3 is the same as S3 minus S2. Can you see that? What would T1 plus T2 plus T3 be? S3. So S4 is equal to S3 plus T4. So therefore, T4 is equal to S4 minus S3. Let's take it a step further. What would T6 be? It would be S6 minus S5. What would T12 be? S12 minus S11. You see that's term 12 is going to be S12 and S11, one less. What would T53 be? S53 minus S52. What would T100 be? S100 minus S99. So what would Sn be? I mean Tn. Sn minus Sn minus 1. And that is what I need you to make a note of. Okay. So Sn is equal to, Tn is equal to Sn minus 1. Okay, very important to know. Okay. So let's take one back here. So now, coming back to this here, he says determine the first three terms of the sequence. So in other words, we want you to work out T1, T2, T3. You guys understand? So where do we start? We start by saying S1 is equal to. So if I say here n, I put a 1. So it's 2 times 1 squared plus 9 times 1. 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2 plus 9 is 11. S2. The sum of 2 terms. So it will be 2 into 2 squared plus 9 times 2. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 8 is 26. Is that correct? S3. It's going to be 2 times 3 squared is 18 plus 9 times 3, which is 27. 18 and 27 is 30 is 41. Is that correct? But remember, this is the sum of 3 terms. The sum of 2 terms. The sum of 1. How do I know that? It's coming from the formula given. Okay? So we know that T1 is the same as S1, which is now 11. Not so. But what is T2? Who can remember? T2 is equal to S2 minus S1. So what is S2? 26 minus 11, which is 15. Not so. So what would T3 be? S3 minus S2. So what is S3? 45 minus 26. What's 45 minus 26? 19. So therefore my first three terms are 11, 15 and 19. You guys understand? Yes. Run through it again. We are given the general term for the sum of n terms. The general sum of n terms. Okay? The question says determine the first three terms of the sequence. When you are given the general formula for the sum of n terms, we work out S1, S2, S3. We know that S1 is equal to T1, which is equal to your A value. Not so. How do you work out T2? It's going to be S2 minus S1. Are you going to work out T3? S3 minus S2. Okay? That's how we get the first three terms. The sum is normally worth like 3 or 4 marks. It's only if you want it, no? And many of us, we don't want it. Then the next question it says, in number 2 of that example 3 on page 13, we are told, determine the 12th term by using the formula Sn is equal to 2n squared plus 9n. So how do we work out term 12? How do you work out T12? It's going to be S12 minus S11. So where do I get S12? How do I get S12? I substitute 12 where I see it. So it's 2 times 12 squared plus 9 times 12. Okay, I'm not going to do this in my head. It's the last period of the day. I'm joking, I can't do this in my head. Yes? Minus S11. So wherever I see an n, I put 11. So 2 times 11 squared plus 9 times 11. Can you see here? S12 minus S11. 12 squared is 144. It's 288 plus 84. Something with a 2 at the end. What's it? Sorry? 65. 55. Or is it the final answer?
Yes.
Okay, 55. Do you guys understand? Layla, you okay, Michael? I thought you'd have been awake all the time. You okay? The sports is getting the better of you. Yeah. Now feel the same? I tell them we do sports in maths or something. Right. People, the next question says, determine the 12th term by determining the formula for the nth term. There's 2 ways of doing that. Okay, I'll show you the easy way and the sporty way. Okay. So of course the easy way, we know that we have those 3 terms. Not so. So by determining Tn, so Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. What's your a value? 11 plus n minus 1 times 4. So I'm adding 4 all the time. Not so. So that's going to give you 4n minus, it's 11 minus 4, which is 7. So the general term is 4n plus 7. You guys understand? Now say for argument's sake we did not work out the first 3 terms, and the question was determine the 12th term by determining the formula for the n. Oh yes, another one, the 12th term. So it's going to be T12 is equal to 4 times 12, which is 48, plus 7 is 55. So there we've calculated the 12th term by determining the formula. Not so. But there's another way of doing it. I could have said was, say for argument's sake we didn't work out the first three terms. Let's say we didn't work that out. Then we know that the general term is also equal to, how do we work out Tn? Tn is also equal to Sn minus Sn minus 1. Not so. So I don't need to take this off here. So I need the space. Tn is equal to Sn minus Sn minus 1. Okay. We need to find the general term. Not so. So what is Sn? It's going to be 2n squared plus 9n. Not so. Unele, you okay? Unela? Unela? Buyu? Unela. Okay. You mustn't be talking to her now, huh? She asked you. Polite? What are you talking about other than maths? Maths? Can we cancel it out? Why not? But why not? Because it's a good start, yes? The subscripts. Exponent is on top. The thing is, yes, it's not the same. You see? If you got S3 minus S2, that will never cancel. And leave you with S1, no. You can't do that. Okay? So likewise, that Sn and Sn minus 1 means you say they're different. That's why they're not cancelled. Okay? It's not a O, it's an N, it looks like a O. Yes? Sorry? Subscript. Subscript. What do you call that? Is that the right word? Subscript. I call it subscript for all I can. But you must ask your English teacher. What is it? Subscript. Foot letter. I don't know. Foot letters. It was at the bottom side. I think it's subscript. Subscript should be the correct. I could be wrong. No, I just made it up while I was standing. Okay. But anyway, let's carry on. So that was Sn minus. So you go ask your English teacher tomorrow. Then let me know. Okay. So that I will also know. So Sn minus 1 would be 2 into, wherever I see n I put it, n minus 1. It's n minus 1 squared plus 9 times n minus 1. Why do I have a block bracket here? Because of the negative outside. Okay, more than one term following a negative sign. Okay, so what do we do now? Simplify. The 2n squared plus 9n minus n squared is n. I'm going to do a binomial squared. So that will be n squared times 2 is 2n squared. That times 2. It's going to be negative 2n times 2 is negative 4n. Negative 1 squared is positive 1 times 2 is 2. 9 plus 9n minus 9. So now we're going to get rid of the brackets by multiplying the negative n. So what we'll have is 2n squared plus 9n minus 2n squared plus 4n minus 2 minus 9n plus 9. You all agree with that? Yes. And in turn that will cancel that, and this will cancel that. Once you multiply the negatives in. Not so? So what are we left with? Negative 4n becomes positive 4n, and 2 minus 9. What's 2 minus 9? Sorry? Negative 7 times negative will be give you. And is that what we had earlier on? Yes. So and therefore T12 is equal to 4 times 12, which is 48, plus 7 is 55. Okay. Any confusion there, people? Huh? You guys need to write this down? Okay, so I'll pause the video again at this point. Alright, so let's wrap up the last question quickly. It's example 4 and it's on page. Example 4 on page 40. Okay. On page 14, eh?
My apologies for the interruption. The following learners can you please report to the bottom conference room.
Right, sorry about that. We are in example 4 on page 14. We're told the second term of a sequence is 17. So if the second term of a sequence is 17, this is going to be T2. So T2 is 17. Okay? So if it's, here we are not told if it was arithmetic or geometric, but you can just write it in there. They're referring that to be arithmetic. Okay? So they have to tell us if it's arithmetic or geometric. Not so? Well, how do I know it's arithmetic? Because we have just done the arithmetic formula. The sum of formula. You understand? You haven't doubted geometry. So they wouldn't, huh? In that new textbook. Okay, now this one doesn't say that. So your textbook is a newer version. So they've corrected the mistake. Okay, so it's arithmetic. And the sum of the first 6 terms. So here we are said, what is that going to be? Sum of, so it's S, 6 is equal to 147. Determine the first 3 terms and the nth term. So in other words, I must calculate A and I must calculate D. I must calculate your first term and I must calculate my common difference. Alright, you guys understand? So do I have my last term here? No. So I know I must use the formula Sn is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 d. Not so. So if I'm going to go with S6, what would it be? So if I see n, I put a 6. Can you see that, people? So what would this be? If you look that side, my girl, you'll never see it. Okay, but look here. Okay, I know the view is nicer to the back. But the importance is here, no? Look. Alright, so what do we have? 6 over 2 into what? 2a plus 6 minus 1. What's 6 minus 1? 5 here, right? You guys showing some promise there? It's equal to 147. Okay. What's 6 over 2? 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 3. That cancels. So it's 2a plus 5d equals. What's 147 divided by 3 is 12. Is 4 carry 2, it's 9. I get 29. 49. Did I say 2? I did say 4 but I wrote 2, okay? Sorry? 49. Okay? Not 49. Is that right? Yes. Okay. So that's equation 1. How do I know I'm going to go into simultaneous equations? There are 2 unknowns. Unknown, A and yes, 2 unknowns. So which formula are we going to use on the other side? Tn. And what is Tn? The formula for the arithmetic is Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times d. So do I know? So if I see here n, I'm going to put a Jesus 2. Not so.
The following learners, can you please report to the office? Gabriella, yes. Paula Jooste, Leteta Muntu, Ndima Lisabens.
Sorry about that. So we got A, which we don't know, it's unknown to us. So it's going to be A plus 2 minus 1 is 1, D is equal to 17. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make either A or D the subject of the formula. So A is equal to 17 minus D, and this is equation 2. So what do I do from here? I substitute equation 2 into equation 1. So that's now going to read. If I see here A, I put the 17 minus D. So it's 2 into 17 minus D plus 5D is equal to 49. That is 34 minus 2D plus 5D is equal to 49. Negative 2D plus 5D is 3D. So 49 minus 34 is 50. So D works out to be 5. Okay. Now what do we do? So now I still need to solve for A. So I'm going to substitute D is equal to 5 into equation 2. Why into that equation? Because already we have A to be the subject of the formula. You guys understand? So if you've gone with equation 1, no problem. Then you just need to still, you need to solve for A at A. However, in equation 2, we already have A as the subject of the formula. So it's going to be 17 minus 5, which is 12. You would have given you the same answer but substituted into equation 1 provided my d value is good. Okay. But have I answered the question? No, what's the question? Always go back and see, determine the first 3 terms and the nth term. So what are the first 3 terms? It's going to be 12 because that's your a value. You're adding d, which is 5, which is then 17. And 17 plus 5 is 22. So those are the first 3 terms of the sequence. Then the nth term. To calculate the nth term, we then say Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. Do I have to write the formula all the time? No. So what's your a value? 12 plus n minus 1 times 5. Get rid of the brackets. So it's going to be 5n minus 5 plus 12 is 7. And that's a general. Alright, you guys understand? Any confusion? No. And that's so for homework here I want you guys to do exercise 5 and then you read through the sum of geometric series on page 15. Okay. Sorry this video is so long. The full lesson could be found in the description box below.